All right, so the shell position, right, with the ring, when you're using the ring, you come to a weaved hand position, of course. Now, when I come here, right, I'm going to have my opponent right here to my side, and I'm going to turn my head, make sure that my head is turned. The number one mistake of this position is people are here, and they don't have their shoulder lined up with their target. So the target's over here. I'm going to point my shoulder at them. Right? Now, don't mistake this. This doesn't mean that your feet have to be sideways, right? You want to keep your foot, squared, kind of, just a little bit, but keep narrow and your shoulder on the target. Now, once you do that, you see how like my head is like turned to the side here, right? So I'm going to turn my head forward like this. You see how like it makes me like tuck my chin right into my shoulder right here? Boom. So this is one side, of course. This is one side of the shell. This is the other side of the shell. So I'm just tucking my chin behind the shell. I'm not worried about the top headshots because I'm going to move my head like this. Right? I'm here and I'm going to use my jab too, but we're not using the jab right now, so I'm just doing the position. So here, I'm going to slip, right? Not backwards. Slip. It almost feels like I'm leaning forward on this slip, by the way. It almost feels like I'm leaning forward. And then when I turn this way, boom, look, I turn my back foot without turning my hip. I'm not going to go like this, right? I'm going to just go like this. That way I can still throw this one, or I can throw my right hand if I need to. But that's the position. So here, boom, boom. Now you notice there's a big opening on this side, but my hand is here. It's real easy to come to a closed guard. And keep in mind, when you do the shell position, you need to bring it in with a closed guard usually. That's one of the best packages. Just here, right, comes to the closed guard position, boom, back to the shell. This is a reverse closed guard, and then closed guard, and then shell. Boom, 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 boom. And you can move your head, boom, 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 boom. Well, and you see, when I came over here and I wanted to stay over here, right, I came to a reverse shell. So now we're going to watch. I want you to watch very slowly. I'm going to do it slowly for you. So I'm here, boom, close guard, and then see I roll my hand forward, boom, right, boom, close guard, and then reverse shell, boom, 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 right? So like without the ring, I'm here. Like that's what that looks like. That's that looks like without the ring. So it's like, people make fun of the ring and all that. It's like, what are you making fun of? You make fun of the same stuff that everybody else is already doing. All I'm doing is what this is teaching you when you get your ring. What this is teaching you is how to keep your hands close, how to keep everything tight and compact. All right. So when I go here, boom, boom, right? I don't make this big boom, boom transition, right? I just I catch the jab, or maybe I slip it, whichever, and then he tricked me. He did a feint, and he's gonna do a hook to pick up my head. Boom, I got that. We're good. I picked that off. It's in my video. You just saw it, right? I went like this, right hand, boom, because I hit him with 4 right hands in a row, right? And then the last one, I hit him to the body, and then he tried to hit me with a headshot, boom, and then he threw a right hand, and I, boom, and I shoulder rolled on the way out. Like that's literally the technique, and it all comes from the transitions. Just keep transitioning. Boom, 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 right? I'm doing a shoulder, a small shoulder roll, right? Boom. Nothing specific. Just bringing my hands to different positions. Now, what I want you to do when you think about this position, right, is don't think so much about the position itself, but think about the possibilities. And remember, this is a counter stance, right? So the whole idea, another really cool thing about this ring is look, let's do a shoulder roll, boom, everybody's favorite, shoulder roll, counter right. But look at my hand. Look how low my hand is. Isn't that terrible, right? So that's why the ring is really cool, because it shows you when you have weaknesses. So now I'll go like this, boom, boom. Doesn't that look a lot better? Look, I have my hand up, boom. Look, oh, there's another possibility here, because I'm keeping my hands in this area instead of dropping my hands and being an idiot. So I'm going to come here, boom, shoulder roll, boom, right? I didn't mean to turn my foot on that. Boom, boom, okay? And then let's say you know, oh, he dodged that and he's coming with an overhand. All right, this is called the shield guard, right? It's an arm parry on that, but this position is called shield guard, and usually it's when you're occupying somebody's hand. So don't worry too much about that, but just wanted to show you what I'm doing. So pop, boom, boom. There's an uppercut there, right? You can throw a really short upper. Boom. Y'all already seen it. Okay, you can break a brick from that far away, 1-inch punch. You can break a brick. So, I don't want to hear no crying about, oh, it's too small for this. It's not too small. You have power here. Boom. You said learn how to push from the floor, turn through your body, and get this. I know I'm giving a little extra here. I know you just asked for the kind of explaining and showing the shell position and how I do it with the ring, right? But power in those small instances to create that huge amount of power in such a small area is, you got to realize you are not a wrecking ball. Okay, you're not a wrecking ball. So if I go like this, 1 and then 2, like you're gonna get some power out of it, obviously, because it's just physics, right? But better physics is centripetal force, right? It's like centrifugal force, but it's better because we have 2 legs and we actually use our body as a torque machine, right? But if you put them together instead of separate, right? There was another boxing creator. He talked about, when you're boxing, you're a puppet, like, right? He's onto it. He's onto it, man. Like, listen to that a little bit, right? Even when I'm just doing regular punches, see, every time I throw the right hand, my right hand's turned over. So now that tells me generating the maximum amount of power means assembling that line. It's not an assembly line where it goes 1, 2, 3, but rather 1. It is assembled all at once. So I like to describe it like you're closing a door. You can't close the top of the door and the bottom of the door. You close the whole door, right? So that'll help you go boom with power, right? Right? That's how you see those people like George Foreman, like, boom, 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 and then boom, and turn through a punch. Because look, the centripetal force right here. Right, just turning over. Anyway, just a little comment on boom, boom, right? Throwing your power. That way it goes straight through. You keep your hands nice and tight. Close guard, shoulder roll, head catch, shoulder roll under. There's an uppercut there, head catch. Boom, boom, boom. Right? So, yeah, I was just making this video because one of my he's a coach, and his son, he's coaching his sons, and he wanted me to go over the shell position, how I do it with him, because he's old school. He likes the old school type training, and I wanted to go over that for him so he can understand. So hopefully some of you guys can use some of this info as well. Happy training.